at these guys.
Forget about you.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test.
This is the
Iconic American Bully.
Visions. Podcast.
Got a crew full of heavy hitters, focused on dropping them good litters. American iconic, bully visionaries, A.I.B.V, something legendary. Got a crew full of heavy hitters, focused on dropping them good litters. American iconic, bully visionaries, A.I.B.V, something
Podcast.
A.I.B.V, something legendary. A.I.B.V, something legendary.
Hello everyone, this is Jerry Jimenez with Estilo, Fino, Bullies.
What's good? What's good? How's it going? Good afternoon. I don't know how you want to say it. It's
Good evening, maybe.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Iconic American Bully Visions. We're here with Jerry Jimenez with Estilo, Fino, Bullies, as you just heard. He's been in the bully game for quite a minute, man. He's been doing this for quite a minute as well. Him and his nephew have been hitting it hard, man. Right now, he got something going on. He has some studs that he's rocking with. We were talking earlier, and he told me a little bit of what he got going on this year, man. If anything, let's give him time to give a little resume about himself, where he started, and how he started, if anything, bro. If anything, when did you get started in the American Bullies, bro?
So, as far as the American Bullies, my nephew is actually the one that started everything. So Fabian Jimenez, shout out to him. Of course, he is the one that threw me back into, dealing with the dogs and stuff like that. So he started, I believe it was 2014. 2014. So he started with his first dog, and I believe we went in hard with it 2015 when he got Coral. So he went ahead and he was dealing with Eddie Perez with Man-Made Kennels, and that's when he acquired Coral, which she was basically the matriarch that started the whole Blue Sultan kennel deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And a little bit of that Blue Sultan kennel. Y'all really rock with what class of the American Bully?
So we've always dealt with bigger dogs, and growing up having the biggest, baddest dog, in the block and stuff like that. But out there in Las Cruces, it was out in the desert pretty much. We lived out in Moongate, so it was far away from town. But when we came into town, we wanted to have the baddest motherfucking dog that we possibly could have, and that's basically what it was. Is that we started with the XLs. That's what we really liked.
XL class, man, and man, that XL class is tough, man. I see these XL dogs, man, and they're beautiful, and it's just like any other dogs that they take their time to, like a butterfly, for them to develop and grow into a lane of their own. I've noticed now that you've done a little change in classes, and you're doing something on your own now. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I kind of went through some troubles with, personal problems and things like that, and the kennel was kind of trying to be taken away from us in a sense, I guess. So I didn't want my family to have to put up with, the bullshit of that and trying to lose something that we've created, or actually him and his wife created at first, and I just came along with it. It helped them out. But I didn't want, my family to go through something like that and get taken, for something that, I've done, or, people that I've dealt with or anything like that. So I ended up, just going on my own so that I can kind of get them away from that. So that's what happened. I do a lot of shows, and I've traveled a lot. I've been to a lot of shows, so I kind of started looking into, who's winning, who's the top dogs, who's out there, doing all these breedings and things like that. So I started liking the standard class. The standard class is it just grabs, it's a top notch. Basically,
grab your attention.
Yeah, it's everything that the standard says in the ABKC.
Okay, and that change from XL to standard, was that change a little bit difficult for you?
It was, man. I think I did probably maybe about 6 months of just doing research, because I mean we were just so invested in the XLs and following bloodlines and dogs and things like that. To now with the standard class, I actually just follow dogs. I'm not really into the bloodlines because it's just so much, and a lot of it goes back to Razor's Edge, Guardian, everything goes back to that. But Dax line, things like that. So it's definitely way different.
Yeah,
hella different. I mean, from man, just the development of the dog. Like I think the standard class develops a lot better than the XL class, and it's a lot. You can make picks a lot easier, and it's more reassuring. Doesn't make you second guess, because XLs do go through lengthy stages and things like that, and the head doesn't come in so quick. I mean, they're like I said, lengthy stages. They're tall dogs. They look weird. They just people don't have that trust like in the standard class.
Yeah, they don't have that patience. Cause like he says, there's some bloodlines, in not only in the standard, pocket, and classic and anything like that, that develop in different, months. Some you'll go from 3 to 6 months and you'll see a change. From 6 to a year, you'll see another change. So you think a standard class develops a lot quicker than the XL?
Oh yeah, and a lot more consistent.
Consistent?
Yes.
Okay.
So as far as showing goes, and I think you could show a standard puppy and it could win.
Yeah.
It's like trying to show an XL puppy, they automatically throw it in the standard class and it has absolutely no chance.
No possibility.
No way.
Yeah, because in ABKC, any registry, they do that. Whenever they're small, they just all put them under one class, which is the standard class.
Yeah, and there's no way, they have no chance.
No chance.
No chance at all.
And whenever you started doing your research and you said, okay, I'm gonna go with this.
Since back then, we had been
linked in.
Yeah, linked in with Smoke and Barrel. And now he is triple shot.
Triple shot. American.
Yeah, triple shot. And so crazy thing is that I had been talking with him a lot because he's had like so much success with that standard class, and he's had some dope bulls. And I went, I believe it was 2 years ago, to San Diego, and we did a 2-day event show out there with Vanessa Cueva. She threw the show, and I took Alpine, and when we were out there, we linked up with my good friend out there, my brother Fred Duran, and he had Dooley out there, and Dooley was battling, man, with Grand Champion Blue.
No shit.
It was both days, man. It was 2 blue, 2 Dooley, and then it was 1 blue, 1 Dooley, 1 blue, 1 Dooley. So it was back and forth. Damn. So they came out with 4 wins each, and that's when I first saw Blue, and he was badass. We had already had stuff in the works with Dooley. Okay. So when I heard that Dean was breeding 2 blue, I was like, man, I've seen that boy in person.
Sauce.
I was like, man, and it's here in Hobbs. Like, man, there it is. No traveling. Like, what better way to incorporate than let's do it. Let's do that.
Hey,
and I was kind of on the fence with it because I've talked to some guys from Portland, Oregon, and I have one specific stud, and his name is Pablo Escobar.
Okay.
Beautiful standard stud, and I've wanted a pup off of him, but then when Dean said, "Oh man, I'm breeding, I have this breeding and this and that," and I was just like, "Oh man, I'm getting close, and we're going," and believe it or not, man, like he hit me up and he said, "Hey man, come check out these pups. Like, come check out the pups." and everybody had already done their picks. Everybody had done their picks, and so there was 2 pups, and it was his first pick and the last pick. So I picked up the last pick, and the boy's insane.
Fucking insane. Watch.
Last pick.
We'll show you a picture right here of what he got him as, you know, whenever he was a puppy. So we'll post a picture so you can see, man. Insane. A lot of people were telling you that he resembles a dog, and it's an OG dog, and you can see it in him. Who's that dog, bro?
Dax. And it's crazy. Every show I go to, they say, man, he's a better version of Dax, which is like, makes me fucking excited because like, damn, Dax is a legend.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I know we'll get into like the show deal here in a bit, but yeah, man, I can't wait to put him out there even more. This year is going to be his year.
I know you've been running them through shows, man, and you assisted the one here. You've been going out of town. You've been hitting them. Any breedings that you have going on that, you know, people may be interested in off of your SERPs?
Shoot, as of right now, we have a female that we're waiting to confirm in Barstow, California.
Barstow, California.
Yeah, and shout out to Carl Pritchard. It's actually his male's litter mate.
No
Yeah.
shit. So it goes back to Carl Pritchard. He's from Odessa, Texas.
He's actually from, I believe, it's Bakersfield.
Oh yeah, he's from
California,
Bakersfield, California, but Carl lives here.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of networking from Texas to California, and I've seen his program. His program is pretty badass, bro.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Badass.
So that female is we went and we did this breeding at the vet over in Lubbock. So we're waiting to confirm, and I think it's going, man. I've kept in contact with this guy, and you know she's already getting her boobs and stuff like that. So it's like now we're just waiting to see the pups. Man.
It's looking positive.
Yeah.
And I was actually the first to have a litter off of SERP. I have a pup off of him. He actually lives in Jimenez, New Mexico. But he's doing good, man. I'll show y'all some updated pictures of the boy. He's looking cold as hell, man.
Yeah.
Serb is a champion in the ABKC, right?
Yes, sir. Champion in the ABKC.
How was that the different? How can I put this question? Was there a difference trying to champ out Serb to trying to champ out Alpine?
Yes. So one of the things that we run into a lot as an XL breeder, man, and we're trying to show XLs, is that XLs show up to shows, but they don't show in the ring.
Okay.
So it was hard, man. We did, probably 2 years, about 2 years of showing before we champed him out because we didn't have competition.
It was hard to get that competition out.
Yeah. That's the main thing, is that, trying to get that competition.
So it was easier for you to get competition in the standard because there's a lot of competition in the standard. There was a dog that's been battling it out with Blue and in nationals, man, and his name is it's Zero. Him and Blue, I've been hearing a lot. They've been some of the top dogs being heard nationally, taking nationals. They go to Europe, take nationals over there, they come back. They do a lot of traveling. A lot of people don't understand what it takes to actually champ out a dog. It takes a lot of footwork, a lot of promotion, a lot of networking. It's tough. I don't know personally, but I see the work that a lot of y'all do. Because you yourself, you go out there shows. What shows do you have planned on hitting this year?
Oh man, this year we have at least 15 shows right now, from ABKC, USBR, TCBR, and now BRC. BRC, and we're actually gonna hit up, which I didn't know it was mainly like a fun show type of deal, but man, there's like so much networking that you can do in these shows. And it's crazy that these shows are actually bigger than ABKC shows. and which is the Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Rumble in the Jungle. We're gonna make that in Dallas, and that is February 24th.
February 24th. None of y'all know Rumble in the Jungle is a show that is thrown by June Williams, man. He's been throwing shows left and right. Rumble in the Jungle. He's gone to Houston, brought it back to Dallas, and it's. I've heard it's bigger every year, and it's people go to those shows, they come out stacked, man. And you yourself were telling me earlier, you know, that people come out, go to those shows, come out with money, you know, stud fees. That alone is a lot of network, you know, a lot. And can you tell our viewers how important it is for you to go to these shows, just alone for you to get the networking?
Yeah, man, these shows are very important, man. Like it's crazy. Like, you know, back in the day when those MSN boards and stuff like that. I mean, shit, man. I remember back in the day we had a guy, I believe his name was Ernest. Dude, this guy did everything by a book.
No shit.
Yeah, his dogs were literally in books, and I would go visit this dude, and man, he had about 20 dogs outside, 20 dogs in his yard, in kennels, and they were actually in books, and that's how we used to do it back then.
All through books.
Through books, and then we had to contact the person. We had to go do the driving. We had to go spend a week at a time to do a breeding. It wasn't like now where you FaceTime and you see the dogs. Like, man, I've done some breedings where I get there and I'm like, fuck, we're gonna have to do this breeding because I'm already invested in it, and the dog doesn't look nothing like what the fuck they said
promoted it to be.
Yeah. So, and it turned out, and then we still had good turnout.
No shit.
Yeah, still had good turnout. So, I mean, it's just, you know, one of those things, man. It's very important to get out there. I know every time that we've done a breeding, it's a week at a time. So we go out there. I'll take a week off of work and I'll sit there, man. I'll drink beer. You know, we'll take shots. We'll barbecue. We'll hang out. The fam's kicking it. You know, we're doing the dog thing, man. Like, just like the way it used to be back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah. A lot of that's changed nowadays, man. A lot of these breeders are now just going for the money and the hype, man. Man, you see that a lot.
Dude, I had one of my first XL breedings, man. We had it locked in with some dude in Dallas. This guy was like, "Oh man, we'll do it at the vet. You don't need to see my dog."
What?
I'm like, bro, like we gotta see the dog, man. I want to see the dog. I want to take pictures with him. I want to stack him. I want to hold him. I want to, you know, no, it's gonna stress out my dog. And it's like, come on, dude, like. Get the fuck out of here. Like, we gotta see the dog. We gotta see the dog, man. Like, so we backed out of that shit and we went a different route, which I'm glad we went a different route because we produced, like I said, about 4 or 5 champions out of that litter.
Not that litter that you did.
Out of that litter, yeah. And then we have some, one of the females that went to the UK. Oh, bad bitch, man. She's like better than most fucking males.
I see you've shown me pictures of those dogs in the UK, and no lie, those dogs in the UK is something different. Like you said, it's something different about that environment over there, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the air, the food, the water, something is up with the UK out there, man. They have the same bloodlines, the same dogs that we have. Their shit looks better.
Maybe something in the water, bro.
It's gotta be. Man, we have nothing but oil field out here, so we pull all the minerals out of the earth. So that's probably what it is. Lack of minerals, man.
Yeah, add some more minerals to them dogs, man. I'm gonna touch a little bit. This question has been risen a lot by Dave Wilson a lot, man. We mentioned the UK. The UK is having trouble with the American Bullies. It's sad to see what they're pushing this breed to be because it shouldn't be pushed like that. It shouldn't. These dogs ain't bad. What's your thought on that, man?
And it sucks, dude, because it's no different from the Rottweiler, from the German Shepherd, from any other what's considered a bully breed. It's no different. It's no different at all. It sucks that they did the ban. I believe they did the ban now, so now if we can no longer ship XL bullies to the UK, the people that have XL bullies over there, if they're out in public, they have to be muzzled. So that kind of sucks. I mean, it really sucks really bad because I mean they're big babies, man.
Yeah.
You know, even them, but it's just, man.
It's something that is sad to see, man. They're pushing these dogs to be their. You have to get a license, and if you're approved with the license, you're good, and you have to muzzle them. If not, you have to euthanize. Like he said, it's like any other breed. There's other breeds that are aggressive as well. Doberman, I've heard, have had a lot of problems with, you know, turning on their owners. I don't know if you've heard that, but I've heard that one and the Rottweilers. But I feel like it also has to do with the way you raise a dog. You know, that's an importance on that. Yes, sir.
For sure. And you know, I mean, they're, like I said, they're big teddy bears. I mean, they're big. They're very. Let me see. What can I say about them? I mean, they're
lovable, big teddy bears.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, for sure. They're intimidating, but I mean,
that's just their look. But once you get to really know them, you know, you get to actually, you know, coddle them like how he says, and you know, spend some time with them. It's just like any other dog, man. They just want to be loved at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the questions. I just wanted to sidetrack you there a little bit because that's a thing that's been going on, and they've been very vocal in trying to get them to take that ban back. Your former camp, man, they're known internationally, bro, and you're known internationally too. Y'all have camp BSK kennels in different areas, man. Can you shed a little bit of light on that?
Yeah, man. I mean, my nephew, he's a hustler, man.
Yeah.
He's a hustler, man. And I love him to death, man. Fabian Jimenez, shout out for sure, man. So he pulled me back into it and the dog thing. You know, I've been breeding, you know, game dogs and stuff like that. Like I said, that guy Ernest. You know, everything that he showed me was, you know, dogs and books and champions and purple ribbon, you know, dogs that were actually fighting dogs, man.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean, legit fighting dogs. So, you know, good lines. So, I had a male all through high school. His name was Rudy. That was my stud, man. Big 110-pound bully, and this was like in 98. 98. So he was my stud, man. I got in trouble with him. I was just a kid. I didn't know any better. So this I had a bunch of people that would bring their dogs and, you know, taunt my dog.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my dog's better than yours and this and that. So one of the days, this guy, he brought a dog and he was taunting my dog, and he was a good boy, man. Listen, I could have him off leash. We have a park in Las Cruces. It's called Young's Park. There's a big old lake. I was able to throw the ball over the lake. He would swim across, grab the ball, bring it all the way back.
No.
Didn't matter if there was any dogs, didn't matter if there was cats, didn't matter if there was anything. He listened to me. So this boy, you know, we were out at home. This guy brought a dog, and he, you know, was a pit, and it was like, it was bad, man. This guy was just talking shit. And, you know, I was just a kid, man. I was in high school, man. I was probably like I don't know, sophomore, junior, or something like that. And his dog was getting fucking crazy, man. And my dog would just look at me like, fucking give me the go, man. Give me the green light, man. Like, get it. Yeah, man. And this dude, man, threw his dog over the fucking fence and started jumping on my boy. My boy was just like ringing around. Fucking Rudy, get him. Tore this fucking dog up, dude. Pulled an arm off. Fucking exposed the spine, all this shit, dude. And I got taken to court. For it. They said, hey, man, we're gonna put your dog to sleep if you don't neuter him. So I was like, man, I had the baddest fucking stud in Las Cruces, man.
And you didn't want to neuter that.
Yeah, man, and it sucked, man. We went ahead and I got pushed into that, you know. We ended up neutering the dog, and I had this big ass fucking stud, and everybody wanted to breed to him, man.
But she couldn't do nothing.
Couldn't do shit with it. So, but he was my boy, man. Like, all through high school, man. I remember I had this 91 Isuzu pickup, little fucking thing, man. This is probably the size of a fucking Datsun truck, you know, an S10, something similar to that. This motherfucker, dude, would jump in the back and he would be on the top of the cab. Man, his fucking tongue sticking out, like just flying in the air and shit, dude. Yeah, man, like, and it was crazy, man, because, you know, chicks would be like, oh man, I want to go cruise with you, this and that. All right, cool, man, I got my dog. You don't like my dog? Like, you don't fucking ride. Yeah. So it was always me and my dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, so he was my stud, man. He was my boy. He actually, when I graduated high school, I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and I couldn't keep him. So I brought him here to Hobbs. I have family in Hobbs. Brought him here to Hobbs, and dude, it was like 6 months into me going to school. I went to UTI. I was studying HVAC. Okay. And so my niece called me one day and said, hey, you know, the dogs got fucking crazy. This guy threw down with my dogs and he just didn't fight back and he passed. It's like, fuck, man, I'm never gonna own another stud. So ever since then, I've owned nothing but females.
Yeah.
Nothing but females. Till I owned Alpine.
Alpine was your first stud to own?
It was my first stud.
Damn,
in so many years. And Alpine, man, that's another story, man. That's like, he was 3 years in the making and 25K in the making.
No shit.
Yeah.
3 years in the making.
3 years in the making.
25K.
25K.
Why do you say 25K?
25K.
Se rompió la madre.